Do you have any particular dreams in mind that motivate your saving and financial plans?
Yeah, I would say our dream to become debt-free, to just finally be able to say, I'm debt-free, and all that comes with being able to be debt-free, to travel more, to do things without having to be concerned about. I mean, we would still check what's in the account because now we got a budget education, so we know even when there isn't plenty, we still will follow a budget. But I think for me personally, I think it would be, to say that I'm debt-free and to be able to be debt-free in the lifetime while my children are young, and they don't have to be adults before they see their parents live debt-free.
I think the idea of being debt-free, for the most part, returns control back to you. The idea is so freeing that if you could make your own decisions without your car making it for you, or your food budget making it for you, then that means that you are actually in control. And if you are not in control, that means debt is. And so you remove one. If you can't or shouldn't serve two masters, then you have to ask, which one are you going to serve? And someone has to go. Why not debt?
Yes, so we talked about earlier, our goal is that we can just live a really, really good life where we're having fun and we're intentionally being with our children, the people around us, and able to give very generously. Those are the things that make us happy. So I think that's the biggest motivating factor, is just being free to do whatever we want to do and however we want to do it.
Yeah, definitely the motivation behind becoming financially independent is to just have freedom, to be able to do what we think's best for our family, be able to give money. And Lindsay has kind of a cool story about getting like a large tip when she was a waitress that motivates us a lot, to where we just want to be able to give like crazy, just give outrageous amounts of money at random, and not think about, well, if we give this person a huge tip, we're not going to be able to pay towards our mortgage, or we're not going to be able to save this money. We want to get to a point where that doesn't matter anymore, and that money's kind of spent, and have it.
There's some big ones that you really feel like God weighs on your heart, and for us, I think a lot of it would be just, college funds for our kids, really showing them what it looks like is just a dream, even though it's not a tangible thing. Some of it's not all just tangible. It's just like showing our kids like what it can be like to not live a life of being in debt.
Just laying that good foundation.
Yeah, laying that good foundation. And I think, we have dreams of owning more land and things like that, or we've talked about potentially adoption in the future, which is another big one for us. And we really feel like to get there, we would really like to be debt-free or close to it. So, I think the list is just never-ending of so many options.
Yeah, one thing we talked about as well when we started our farm was that we really wanted that to be a place where we can bring other people out to it. We love the idea of having a meal in your home, of having people there. I think that for me, when I think of like that big dream, it's kind of the ability to have every day be kind of like a dream, like being able to bring people out to have dinners, to just host things, and just want people to come. Don't bring anything, don't worry about it, just come and be. And we've talked about potentially doing some charity work with some of the animals we have, some horses and some things with, my heart's kind of got some stuff for some veterans, and we both kind of had a little bit of a childhood where, we were surrounded by people that had disabilities. And so I think that there's so much work that you can do, just loving people. And I think that when you don't have, any of that stress of money and stuff, then you can really open up and do those things without having any external factors kind of weighing on, I'd really like to do that, but, I don't know if we should have, have dinner for 15 people, that's kind of a lot of money. We don't want to run into those situations, you know.
I would love to just be to the point where we are debt free, to where, like, selfish reasons, like, you know, early retirement and like traveling would be awesome. But then even for like non-selfish reasons of just being able to help out, like to see a need and being able to fill it, and just being able to meet people where they are and help with any kind of problems that they're having, that's a huge dream, I think, for both of us to be in that position.
Yeah.